Okay, people. About to get it ugly. Chat is who I be. Monday nights at 9, come see what people are talking about. Show is fire, it's got a lot of clout. Critiquing movies is what I do. My favorite topic is the MCU. 6 questions, 10 minutes each. I try to break it down, I try to teach. To the people that's feeling the vibe, come check out the greatest show alive. So sit back, enjoy the show. A lot of Joker says, and here we go. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Khaotic Conversation. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Peace.
Welcome to the show. It is 9 o'clock Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Khaotic Conversation. We have the usual suspects in the house, plus a special guest, all the way from the hot town of Florida, somewhere down there in Florida. I ain't gonna get too deep with it. It's Mr. Robert Storms. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I feel like a normal person going to work in the morning and coming home in the afternoon. I mean, I've been missing this for the past 20 years.
It's a beautiful thing. The lady of the show, Maz Mama Bear, how you doing?
Hey, boys. Doing good. Dropped a really good discussion on Masters of the Universe earlier today.
Okay, good deal. We're going to get into some more of it. Guy Scar, what's up with you, bro?
And him, man, lending my support. Thank you for having me.
All right, good deal. Mr. Knight, how things going over there in the Midwest, sir?
They are going well. Hot as hell, but hey, we're right here in the middle, so go figure.
Last but not least, Mr. Anzo, what's going on with you, Mr. Hodges?
I'm doing good, man. Just to let you guys know, we bringing some fire to the chaos conversation today.
Okay, people, I want to thank y'all all for joining us, and I'm going to kind of paint the narrative before we get into it. There's this show on Netflix called Masters of the Universe Revelations, and it is bringing a lot of heat all over the internet world, in particular YouTube. And there is a particular channel, which I'm not going to call, and a particular person who I'm not going to name, that is saying things that I just totally disagree with. Some of the panelists disagree with. We're not going to be here to be disrespectful. We're just going to point out some points that this individual made and do counterpoints and things the way we see it. Now, today, this particular individual spoke on something called review bombing. So to make sure that I'm accurate, I looked up what review bombing, and this is what it says. Review bombing is an internet phenomenon where a large number of people or a few people with multiple accounts leave negative user reviews online. The target could be a published work, a business, a product, a service. Review bombs are made in an attempt to harm its sales or popularity. While a review bomb may be a result of customers criticizing the poor quality of the product, it can also be associated with perceived political and cultural issues around the product, its vendor, or related works. This is often done to draw wider and mainstream attention to that issue, especially if the vendor does not have an open communication channel or seems unresponsive to direct feedback, but may also as it means of mass-driven coercion or simply a result of trolling. Review bombing is a similar practice to and shares characteristics of vote brigading and cancel culture. Like that last thing, cancel culture.
All right.
The short version is trolls just make fake accounts and bomb stuff they don't like. Short version.
Pretty much. This individual said that, and he always goes to this one movie in particular, Shaft 2019, and says that they had that the critics seem to have some kind of issue or something, or when something's not going their way, or their opinion's not what they wanted, or the product is not what they perceive, they blame it on the fans and say it's review bombing. And this number that he always uses right here is Shaft. He says it's 13% reviews from the critics, but then the audience always likes it, and then it's called review bombing, and the audience score is higher. So I said, that he also, his exact words were, I'll make sure I get this right. Critics seem to have a hate campaign against black people when it seems of certain where they rate stuff on Rotten Tomatoes and when they criticize. So I said, let me look up some black movies to see if this statement is consistent. So I looked up The First Shaft. And lo and behold, the fans didn't like it. The fans gave it a 41%, and the critics give it 67%. So that makes me think that maybe the critic. Say again?
Rounded up 70. I mean, anytime you're that close to 70.
70 and 40. So it seems like in the first movie that was predominantly black, like he said, like the second movie, that the critics actually liked it, but the fans didn't. So that makes me think that maybe that the critics really didn't like the second Shaft. So I said, well, that's just one movie. So I went to another one.
Boom.
I went to Black Panther. And lo and behold, the audience didn't like it, but the critic did. The critic almost gave it 100. The audience gave it 80. So I said, that's not consistent with what's being said. So it's just reverse review bombing or what? I don't understand it. It's not consistent with what he's saying. How critics are saying stuff when it doesn't fit their narrative. So I went to another one. Black Dynamite. It's about it. So, we on the same page here. Still not showing this individual's point. So I went to another one. Antoine Fisher. Almost even. 90 for the audience, 80 for the critics. And as you see, he points out it's 25,000 ratings. That's guaranteed ratings. And the last one I went to was Dreamgirls, or certified rating. The last one I went to was Dreamgirls, where the critics liked it with an 80, and the audience or the fans, the viewers like us, gave it a 70. So this narrative that the critics are review bombing stuff just because they have a particular issue with something doesn't hold water based on these statistics about black movies. Or did I read that incorrectly, y'all? Correct.
But I just looked up Coming to America 2. Critics gave it a 49%. Audience gave it a 39%.
There's a reason for that, though.
I seen the movie, but the point is, for the most part, the audience and critic scores are pretty similar, spot on, except for a couple cases where it's not.
Okay,
go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to ask a question. I'll let you finish because I can say mine at any time. All right. So basically, what this person is saying is that the review bombing is being done by the critics, not the audience. Yes.
Yeah. No. If it doesn't fit that narrative,
I have the kryptonite to that, but that's besides the point. Go ahead and you say what you want to say, Robert.
So here's the thing, right? I have friends who are professional critics that are certified with Rotten Tomatoes. You got to understand the difference between a critic and an audience person. The audience person is a lot of people just go in to watch the movie, right? They're not looking at the camera angle. They're not looking at cinematography, the lighting, the acting, the script. They're not looking at all that. You got to also understand that a critic sees like 20 movies a week. So they have seen everything, right? So of course, sometimes there's occasions where the fans are gonna like something more than a critic because the critic's like, well, I've seen this done 100 times before, right? Where a fan only sees maybe 20 movies a year, a critic sees it like 20 times a week. And not only that, this person, this I don't want to say his name, he is so full of crap it's not even funny, right? Exactly. Because they twist the story to fit their narrative. When something happens, it's review bombing, but they have no problem going to Snake Eyes and going, look how bad the critics, this movie sucks. Look at the critic score, right? But when it's another movie like Masters of the Universe, oh, look at the audience score compared to, which one are we looking at, Jeremy? Like, seriously, which one are we looking at? The audience score when it benefits you?
Really
or is it, well, no, tell me, which one are we looking at? Are we looking at the critic score when it benefits his video? Or are we looking at the audience score when it benefits his video? What the fuck are we looking at?
let's just put the kryptonite down on this really quick. As with Robert, I know multiple people. Actually, my first fiance went to school with a well-known local critic here. He's the guy that travels to do the interviews with these people. Let's be honest, these guys get like 5 minutes with these actors. They run a circuit and they talk to the actors. But anyways, so I've kind of delved into some of this stuff with him, and he's basically explained it to me, and I know this for a fact because there are certain sites that I'm associated with that I know this for a fact happens on my end. You can't add another account without being certified by them. So if you are a reviewer, you are vetted, and once you are vetted, you're up there. So if you want to, yes, you get one review, and if you wish to review bomb, the steps you would have to go through to fake being another person completely with credentials, with all this stuff from another. I mean, I'm telling you, you have to say, "Oh, I'm with Kansas City Star, but but now I'm going to act like I'm with Fox 4 News, and I'm going to make up a new name. I'm going to get a different ID. I'm going to send all this crap to them." You know what happens if they ever catch you? Which I'm sorry to say, these people vet these people. You know what happens? They'll get rid of you, and now you are out of the game. Nobody's going to give up that, because this is people's jobs. This isn't like YouTube where hundreds of millions of people get on and play YouTuber. Some of us take things more seriously than that, and I think that's what they need to say. He needs to understand that this is a serious job for these people. You might not like what they say, but when they're saying whatever they're saying, look at the difference. If you go back to those reviews, you have 100
20
critic reviews,
and
yes,
like
or 200. It depends.
5,000.
Yeah, not all of them are going to go to them, because you'll get the artsy films, you get 50 at.
Before Captain Marvel, you didn't. So now, because Captain Marvel, they review bombed everything, shit out of that.
Yes, it did.
So Rotten Tomatoes, okay, you need to verify that you even seen the movie, right? Because it's so easy for these man baby little cocksuckers to sit there and just create bots to go in there and do 1,000 negative reviews, where the critics can't do that. One, it's their job. They can't do like Chris explained is 100% accurate. Everything he just said, because I said, I have friends who do it too. There's certain steps you have to do, and it just we all know what review bombing is. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. It's someone who sits there and makes multiple accounts to give something a negative review so it can look like it's worse than it actually is, and the critics are wrong. But I just think it's hilarious that the critics are right when it benefits him and his people and his channel, but when it doesn't benefit him, the critics are wrong and the audience. Which one? That's all I'm saying. Which one are we going by? Are we going by the audience score or the critic score? Because we can't swap it up whenever it benefits us.
Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. And this is the problem, because I've seen many videos where they trash Rotten Tomatoes, but when it benefits them, like Rob said, it's like, oh yeah, look what Rotten Tomatoes does. And we all know that you got to take the fucking ratings with Rotten Tomatoes as a grain of salt. You just have to do that shit, right? But yet it's the gospel to them, right? It's like, oh yes, this is what it's saying. This is the critic.
It's all right or it's all wrong.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's just the narrative. It's just fucking annoying. It's like it's so much negativity. And Rob said this in his video. It's like, why can't we start fucking talking positive? If you don't like it, don't watch it. It's simple as that. But now, not only do you not like it, you want to go trash the people that made the movie or made the cartoon or whatever it is. Last Jedi, you want to trash Rian Johnson. Now you want to trash Kevin Smith. Man is just doing his job, bro. He's just doing what he thinks he had. Whether you want to say he was a He-Man fan or not, he still had the passion to go out and make this cartoon for people. Did he do what everybody wanted him to do? Maybe not. But did he make something garbage and trash? Absolutely not.
I think that again, you can do whatever you want. You can say Rotten Tomatoes is everything and the gospel, and it's on my side or it's against me. You can always do that, because the narrative, the people listening to your narrative have already bought in and bit on your hook. It doesn't matter how you spin it. They don't hear the spin. They hear this sucks, this is that. They're not hearing the back and forth. Look at the audience score. Look at this. It's just like magic. Don't look where it's actually happening. Look over here where I tell you to look. So you don't pay attention to the real meat and potatoes, what's really going on. And that's the thing. And all these people who run on a narrative, and I'm not talking about just this particular group of people we're talking about. I'm talking about SJWs. I'm talking about people on both sides of this. There's a narrative. They're in a battle and a war against each other, and they don't care how they have to spin it as long as you hear it their way.
I'm gonna be honest with you, straight up. Me knowing a couple of these people personally, they don't care either way. They're just doing it because they know it hates and it gets views.
Bro,
exactly.
I will tell you this. I heard from someone from their camp that they don't even really care about some of the stuff that they fucking talk about. Yeah. Someone from their camp actually told me that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think any of them care about Masters of the Universe? Like at all? Because I mentioned this on Storms Live. If they really cared, they would have done a video when they casted that skinny Hispanic guy to play He-Man in the live action movie. If they're that big of a Masters of the Universe fans, right? And then you get like, man, you got they're all dumb. I totally agree. All dumb.
Listen.
If you don't watch something, if you don't, I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
I was gonna say is G.I. Joe. Okay, last Snake Eye movies that came out. Right now, the critics is 42%, audience is 74%, and they were tearing it up today.
Yeah,
they were tearing up that movie today.
Did a video a couple of days ago with the Rotten Tomato score on the thumbnail, going, I'm like, what are you cheering about? So now the score is right because it works for you. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. And the thing is that movie, if you start looking, you can't think about what was. People are going to try and change things to what society is changing. Yes, there's going to be rebellion, but like I also said before, when you start attacking people's, like personal attacks, calling like pieces of shit and why? These guys are out there giving us material, like it or not. There's never going to be one movie that everybody's going to love. There's always going to be division between whatever movie comes out. And that's fact in this panel right here. Some of us like movies and others don't. Go ahead, Danny.
And there's people that don't like fucking Shawshank Redemption. You know what I mean? Like, so whatever you do, there's going to be people that don't like certain movies. It's just, it's subjective. Some people are going to like it. Some people are not going to like it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
One thing I've learned about being with y'all as a group is, go ahead, Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to make one quick point real quick. I think me and Anzo hated the Mortal Kombat movie probably more than anybody. But you don't see us doing 500 videos on, hey, let's burn down Simon McQuaid's house because he lied to us. And he has
hold up. I see where you guys are going with this. I had nothing to do with this. I love you guys. I can't be a part of this.
All right. See you later.
No problem.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
Oh?
No.
We'll talk to you after. No big deal. Well, I'm gonna say one thing I've learned about this being on YouTube and this kind of stuff is that sometimes you're gonna be wrong, and you gotta be man enough to admit when you're wrong. Because there were times when I said some things, and I was like, "Man, this ain't gonna be it," and I had to change my point of view because when I watched it, it wasn't bad as I thought it was. Last night, Anzo did that because he was just at one point he was like negative about He-Man, but then when he watched it, it changed his mind, and he came on and he said, "Hey, I was wrong. It ain't great, but it's not sticking up the place like I thought it was." So just because you don't like something, I agree with exactly what Rob said. You don't have to go after the person that made it. Like it always seems to go back to The Last Jedi and Rian Johnson. I don't know why it always goes back to that, but it always circles back around to that. Okay, that movie was made 4 or 5 years ago now. Mm-hmm. Okay, you can't unmake it.
Yeah,
you can't unmake it. You can't unseen it. It's something in the past. So let it go. Fans do have a certain say so in things, but at the end of the day, we don't own the properties. Mm-hmm. Some of us always say, "Well, I want to see something different. I want to see something new." when somebody gives you something different, something new, if it's not exactly what you want to see different or exactly what you think or classify as new, then you're bitching and going on a witch hunt. All I'm saying is that you better be careful all these witch huntings that you're going on, because one day you're going to be the hunted, and they ain't going to like how it feel when you're being hunted. So it's one thing to come on here and say that a movie is not good or whatever, but to go after people like some people are doing and call his name calling and stuff, I'm not into that. Now, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. And like I said, I don't agree with some of the things that other people are saying, and that's why I'm trying to say this in a respectful manner. All this name calling stuff, because I'm gonna say this one last thing. Now I'll let you go. At the end of the day, I always go at this is my go-to. This shit is fake.
Danny.
You'll get mad because somebody lied about a cartoon? That make no sense to me.
Facts.
It just don't.
Well, and Danny, I love how you've been using "end of the day" a lot. Like it's really been there a lot.
It makes me flow, man. It makes the quotes flow smoother, bro.
Doesn't it though? But you see, one more thing, Chris, before you go, and this is the problem, right? Their platform was built on this negativity shit. Right. So when something like this happens, it's like clicks. We can do this. Yes, we have someone new to attack now because after Last Jedi and Star Wars was gone, there wasn't really much they could attack. So there was little things. They're picking up Brie Larson. They're picking up this. They're picking up that. Last of Us 2. But now it.
Oh shit! They came after him. They found him.
Cancel. No. The facts of this is that if you don't like something, that's fine. But I always say that I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I liked The Last Jedi. I've never backed down from that. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with me. I can give you my reasons why, and I can also and maybe I'm being egotistical here. I believe I'm a good reviewer. Why? Because I can tell you what I think is good, and I don't have a problem telling you what I think is bad. I'm not going to go all one direction or another because I'm sorry. Listen, I don't like The Rise of Skywalker very much, but I say that look-wise, I love the look of that movie. I think it's almost one of the most Star Wars of the new trilogy because I think the way it was shot, what it looks like, I liked it that way, but I didn't like the movie itself. So I am one of those people that says this was good, and that's also why when I do like food reviews and stuff on Google, I tell people I don't just trash you. I hate reviews are like this place sucks, done, no stars or whatever. It's like, what does that help me as a person? If I'm a viewer, if I'm somebody trying to get an idea of what's going on, I want somebody to tell me that I didn't like this, I didn't like that, but this wasn't that bad. That's what a good review. Now, if I say everything's bad, you can take it to heart that I believe everything about a movie is bad, not just because it fits a narrative. I hate narratives. I don't care what you say and what your narrative is. I don't have a narrative. My thing, and I think most of our things here, is listen to what I say, but always go and have your own opinion on it.
Mm-hmm. I say that all the
time. That
is
the strongest thing. I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's the way to do it. Listen, you don't have to like what I have to say, but go ahead and watch it and then go make your own decision, or watch it, then come back and do you agree with me?
But that's the thing. The problem is that Masters of the Universe right now, we haven't had the whole product, and already they're crucifying something that is not even complete yet.
They don't care.
They're crucifying someone that you haven't seen everything he said yet, and they're taking it to word. Just they're stuck on a certain moment of a big. It's like exactly, it's just you have to see the whole fucking thing before you say it's shit.
That's the cover. That's all I need. I don't care about anything in between. I just want the cover done.
They're saying they basically cut the manhood of He-Man. No, they didn't.
I want to know where they keep saying he lied. I want to know, like, what did he lie about? Please, someone tell me. And he even brought it up in his live stream. Kevin Smith brought it up on the live stream. It's like, they say I lied. He reads his whole tweet. I said this, and this. This happened. I said this, and this. This happened. This, and this happened. So where did I lie exactly?
Because
I'll
Tila
tell you
was
where the
up front. That's what
where
it was.
yeah, right. Where the lie comes from is when they put out that Tila was going to be out front. He said no, Tila wasn't going to be out front. So that's where the lie is. But like I said last night, I'm like, well, what do you fucking expect the man to say? Yeah, you guys are right. It's all about Tila. You guys just spoiled my whole show. You know what I mean? Like, of course he's going to lie. They fucking did it in Star Trek, right? Everybody knew that was Khan.
Yeah.
But what did they come out and say? No, it's not Khan. It's not Khan. It's not Khan. And then you watch a movie and it's Khan. What do you expect them to say? Yeah. Like when you put someone in a corner, what do you expect them to say? You expect them to just sit there and be like, "Oh yeah, you guys are right, no problem." Like, fuck that, bro. It just doesn't make no sense, man.
But not only that though, but Kevin Smith might not actually be wrong by saying no, she's not, because like we said, we haven't seen the rest of it. He's thinking of everything as a complete story, right? So the next part, she might not be so front and center. I think she will be, but she could not be. And then he's like, yeah, like when you look at it as a whole, she really wasn't, right? It's just, I don't know. These people are crazy over a cartoon.
I have an issue with groups jumping on a bandwagon. I don't, and I think that when I talk to people, they know where I come from. I'm respectful about it. That's all I think you should ever be. If you're not on everybody's side, if you're respectful and you treat people with respect, that's okay. But these people, they get on this kick of attacking people, and I just don't get it. I mean, I said,
oh, sorry.
Just really quick, I said that when Kevin Smith started talking about this, I said I was okay with it because I think Kevin Smith knows more about a lot of this stuff than a lot of people do. And I think that's kind of the problem. I think a lot of the people who are talking on it right now are talking from, I watched it as a kid, but I don't know the ins and outs. I know people who know the ins and outs, and the people who know the ins and outs of He-Man who are like super duper, oh my God, if I could live in Eternia, I would. These people are telling me that it's not that bad. If they don't have an issue with it, why, if it, prove to me that you are the uber duper fan of this property that gives you carte blanche to say that that it's not being treated right. I mean, I honest to God, the person we're talking about, I'd love to see him on a one-on-one quiz about Masters of the Universe and He-Man with Kevin Smith and see who knows more.
Oh,
I want to know. I mean,
similar. But yeah, I mean, I would like to see that too. But people they could do their research, like they set up a week and he could start studying and to make it look like he knew a lot more than he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to know as much as somebody like Kevin Smith.
No, I know that. That. I'm just saying it could make him look like he knows more than he actually does.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. You never know, because keeping that all on your mind.
True.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people saying that this He-Man, and we're going to kind of transition to He-Man from the review bombing, that Kevin Smith shitted on the character. I don't see where he shitted on the character. I don't see it at all. I think in this story arc that the stakes are higher than ever. He-Man died. They brought him back. He's mortally wounded now. So in my mind, what makes sense is that they go after She-Ra, and She-Ra comes in here. And then She-Ra helps regain the sword of power and that kind. Now, if it doesn't happen like that and it makes sense, whatever Kevin Smith has in mind, I'm cool with it as long as it makes sense. Now, I will be the first one to say I don't want to see Tila with the power sword and she becomes Tila-Ra, whatever the hell. I don't want to see
man?
that.
He said he wasn't. He said that she was not going to do it.
I'm just saying I don't want to see that. But if it comes back around in the end of the story, the third act, and He-Man's back, he's like king of Eternia, and him and Tila married or whatever the case, because there's a love interest there now. I'll be cool with that. I wasn't one that's grabbing. I love using this metaphor. I'm not ready to grab the pitchforks and the torches and join the mob and let's go hang Kevin. I don't see what he did to cause that reaction.
You know what it is, Danny? They didn't get the Tila that they're used to seeing. That's showing half her body naked, right? They got a Tila that looked more like a man. They insinuated she has a sexual relationship with that the girl that's with her. I forgot her name.
Andrea,
You know, it's like they're jumping to this stuff. You know, girls they hold their hands. They're not means they're lesbian. You could see that there's feelings for Adam and He-Man. So it's all they're overlooking. You know, if you stare at something long enough, you're gonna come up with your own crazy ideas. And not only that, what kills me is if you take a picture of Gina Carano and the Tila you got there, they're the same. So what's the big difference about the way she looks? What's the big difference?
Associated with them.
One's okay to say, but let's kill piss and shit on the other one.
But you know what's funny? They went after Gina Carano in the beginning. Right, you remember that when she beat up on Boba Fett, that's what everybody kept talking about.
Right,
oh, Gina Carano beating up on Boba Fett, and then it's when all that shit
why
started
that changed,
happening
don't
with
you?
her. Yeah, because of all that shit started happening with her.
Wasn't
with
just
her.
that.
What?
Think about she became attached to
I can't say nothing there.
I think it was. I think that too, but I think it was a little bit before that too, right? It was when they started counseling her because of her post. That's when it's like, oh, Gina Carano, you know what I mean? And then, yes, what happened?
Well, let's kind of steer away from that because I don't want to touch that with a certain individual because I have no issue with that individual at all.
No, I don't either. I'm not even going down that road completely because I don't know the full story of anything. All I'm saying is.
Oh, they got
the narrative came back their direction because she started getting targeted for stuff that I don't disagree that they defended her on. I don't disagree with it because while she could have said things better, I don't think that she should have been canceled like that. But it did wrap around to their narrative and it went to what they were. It was, again, you guys mentioned it earlier, jumping onto the next thing. That was kind of the next thing at the moment. So,
and this is the thing, right? Like we've all said, it's the first part. Now, did I want this to be the first part? Absolutely not. I explained what I thought it should be, right? And when we talked about it, I was like, what are you talking about? But yes, I think the first episode should have been the last episode, season 1. Then you do the Tila stuff. Then you get into how they get the sword back and whatever, right? I still believe that you get He-Man in the first 5, people ain't complaining. Then you go on with the story that you want to make. But the fact that they did it this way, I have no issues with that because like Rob said, maybe in the next part, He-Man's, you know what I mean? He-Man's taking over. He-Man becomes the main character again. Did he take a back seat to this? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and say, yo, this was absolute trash. I watched it. I enjoyed it very much. And I can't wait to see the second part.
Okay, can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
If they don't like it and they want to bash it, I'm perfectly fine with that. Right? Like, you don't like it? You don't like the direction I did? Hey, dude. Bash it till you blue in the face. I don't care, right? But don't go after fucking Kevin Smith, man. Like, why are you going after someone personal over a fictional cartoon character, right? As much as I don't like, Mortal Kombat or I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I don't like. Transformers, right? I never went after Michael Bay like these people went after Kevin Smith.
I'll give Michael Bay. I'll give Michael Bay an exception for what he did to Transformers. You know what I mean? But no, like you're right. No, we don't fucking say Michael. And the worst part about it is that blows my mind is when they say you ruined my childhood. Really?
Yeah.
How can it ruin your childhood? Because no matter what you want, you can go back and Yeah, they didn't take
what you're
it,
about
right?
to say.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because even in your memory, you will always remember that first reaction that you had seeing Star Wars and you loved it. So no matter what you hate in the future, you will always remember that you loved it. So they can't take away your childhood.
People like this, like this is why George Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney in the first place. That's a fact. Right,
he was done with Star Wars.
People like this because it's not bad enough to not like the thing. You have to go after and say George Lucas raped my childhood. He killed my childhood. You guys ridiculed that man so much that now you're bitching because Disney's messing it up. But you're the reason why it happened in the first place.
And the worst part about it is they trashed the prequels so much. And now all of a sudden, because they got shit worse, the prequels weren't that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the prequels weren't that bad. The prequels were good. I like the prequels. You're full of shit.
Yeah, it's really interesting because geez, you can trash anything you want. That's fine and dandy, but I think, like you guys said, going after the individual and stuff, it's like going after the artist, Picasso or something. Listen, Picasso isn't everybody's favor, but art critics just kind of say, I don't like this type of thing. So what do? They go to what they like. They review what they like. They just don't look at Picasso. And the thing is it's the same type of thing. It's an artistic expression. This person is working on a show. A showrunner works on a show and they say, this is my idea. This is the way I want it to look. This is what I want it to do. And there's a group of people that work with him and they try to bring this vision to life. That's art. That's art. That's expression of art. That's what a director, that's what a writer, that's what these people do. And not all great at it. Let's be honest. They're not. But to trash a person individually, it's kind of like saying, it's like saying, you suck, you shouldn't do anything, you're horrible at your life choices and stuff. It's like, you know what? People have passions and you shouldn't destroy or try to attack a person's passion. And it's ridiculous.
These people that are saying this shit, I don't see any studios coming to you to make your fucking movie. I don't see it. I don't see studios running to you and saying, hey, I'm gonna give you $100 million. Go make your He-Man cartoon. I don't see that happening. So just shut the fuck up and enjoy it or hate it, but leave the people that are creating it alone. Now you're bullying. Now you're bullying.
And then like the people that do enjoy it can't even enjoy it because they're being attacked. Some guy that follows me, this guy's been following me since Black Panther, right? This dude just been riding my ass for the 2 days in the comments. This movie's trash. Like, Rob, you're wrong. Tila wasn't one of the original figures. You're wrong.
Yes,
you need a fact check. I'm like, bro, I know my Masters of the Universe, bro. Don't come at me with that. She was one of the 6 figures.
I had her.
One of the original, yes. I watched every documentary I could find on He-Man.
I had every single He-Man character. When I watched that, what was it? The Master of the Universe documentary. Remember, Rob?
Yeah,
we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I just sat there and I was like, holy shit, I had that. I had that. There was not one thing that they showed in that documentary that I did not fucking have.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Here.
I used to go to the fucking video store and rent betas, and you would get 3 episodes of He-Man on a tape. And I did it all the time. So again, like, you know what I mean? It's not what you wanted it to be. I get it. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but I'm not going to say it's garbage because it's not. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a great job. All this fucking agenda bullshit that people were talking about before it, I didn't see it. But, once they cut Tila's hair and put a little bit of muscles on her, well, you know what they're doing now. They know what they're doing, blah, 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 and this and that. And I'm just like, I can't take this shit anymore. Like, it's
it takes the fun out of way of enjoying things, man. And that's one, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know.
There's 2 ways you got to look at this. You got to look at it as a fan, and you got to look at it as, I don't know. You go in with open eyes, and sometimes you just don't see it,
My question is, and this is a real question. I want to like everybody to chime in on this one. Is it their fault or is it our society to give people like that the attention to do that? Because they're looking at the views and they're like, well, we're going to keep on doing this as long as people watch it. But if hundreds and thousands of people are watching them, then whose fault is it really? Because, they're just playing. Look, I know firsthand. I talked to a couple of these people. They don't give a shit about the topics they're talking about. They see what the clicks are, and they just go ahead and they search Twitter for what's trending. Oh, this is trending. Let's do 5 million videos on it. I know that for a fact because I had conversations with these people, right? So they like I remember they did a video on Mortal Kombat when Mortal Kombat first came out, like when it was being in develop. They mispronounced Liu Kane's name. They got facts about the plot wrong, but like they were like Outworld, like they got all the names wrong. So they clearly aren't even fans or know anything about the source material in which they're talking about. but since it has like race and stuff in it, they want to kind of throw that agenda around to try to get those clicks.
But that's what it is. It's catering to their audience, right? Because they know that they have people that are going to eat that shit up, right? And negativity brings the fucking clicks. It just does. It's unbelievable. Like we could sit here and we could be as fucking positive as we've been doing for a full fucking year, and me and Danny are still stuck at 1,000 fucking subs. But once you put in the negativity, your subs shoot the fuck up like crazy. It is ridiculous. And I've seen channels do it. I've watched a channel that had less subs than me, and now they're at 10,000 because of the.
Well, remember when Black Panther came out? I started bashing the DCEU, like Black Panther kicks the dude. I went up subs so much because I was making fun of everything in the DCEU. Right? People love to gravitate toward people that hate stuff.
Facts.
It's crazy. It's crazy. People need to grow up.
It makes them feel better.
Yeah.
And all that, they get on the bandwagon train.
It can validate them.
Exactly.
Yeah. But see, I think a lot of people who come on here and on YouTube, they want validation that their feelings are right. So like anything, folks, if you, and I call it the Twitter black hole or the YouTube black hole, is if you start looking, let's say into, let's say you look into Grand Theft Auto or whatnot. You can click on the next video, If you just click randomly on the next video, before you know it, you're going to be into places you never started it at. But that's how you know the track of the mind that YouTube believes. And that's what they do. They lead you down this path they lead you down this path of this is your viewpoint. And we know it because we've seen your clicks. And they keep pushing down there. So all that's happening is a reinforcement that you are right. And they know, these places know that. So they know there's going to be a faction of people who absolutely hate this. And they're going to click, and they're going to click, and they're going to click. And that's why the groups of channels flock together. And yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, yesterday I did this question on my channel. Do you like the new Netflix He-Man? 41 people vote, 66% say they like it, 34% say they didn't like it. So that's telling me that some of these channels are saying that this is not a good show, or He-Man's being shitted on or emasculated. I don't think that's the case. I really don't. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to your opinion. I can't stress that enough. I just saying on this particular point, I totally disagree, and that's why I feel the need to come out like I'm coming out, because and to reiterate what everybody said, especially Guy Scar, I heard him say it. This is just the first act. So how can you intelligently have an informed opinion about something that you have not seen the complete thing? That's something I always say. When we critique some movies in the past, well, I can't say nothing because I didn't see it. So I don't feel like I can make an informed, intelligent review or decision on something if I haven't seen it. So that's just my big argument. Yeah, some of the points that I've seen other channels do make some good points. If I was somebody that was on the fence, was leaning one way or the other, but my both feet are planted solely on this side of the fence, that going after Kevin Smith is wrong, in my opinion. If he did lie, he lied about a cartoon, which is not really important to me. I don't think that they really destroyed the lore of He-Man because I haven't seen everything yet. Right now, the stakes, I've heard YouTubers in the past say stakes aren't high enough. Stakes are high now because doggone Eternia hangs in the balance. If Skeletor does what he want to do, he's going to fuck it up. We already seen that this is the birthplace of magic. So you get the most evil person in the galaxy controlling that. So you know that it can be all kind of fucked up shit.
Man, I eat steaks for dinner, man. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, the stakes are high. So I don't understand when people say that the stakes aren't high or lazy writing or this other kind of stuff that they always say. I don't see that in this. I don't see that. So
I remember when I saw that last part and he got stabbed, I was like, oh shit.
I'm going to take this in a little different direction. I'm sorry, guys, Gar.
That's right, man.
No, I just want to say, these people that are complaining about a cartoon and going after a person's well-being and stuff and his character and everything, they doing that for a cartoon. Where were all the videos about George Floyd when that shit happened? How come they didn't touch that topic or topics like that? Stuff that can actually make a difference in the world. They don't touch none of that, right?
Bro.
But we will go after. What's up?
The worst is the LeBron hate. The way they go after LeBron is unfucking believable. Now, say what you want to, but LeBron as an athlete has done more for black people than any other athlete that I at least can think of right now. He created a school, for fuck's sake, with a fucking scholarship for people to get in, for black kids to get into college. But the hate that they have on LeBron, I don't watch it and I don't know the reasons for it, so I can't comment on that. I'm just like, there you go. Like, stop talking about the negative, the positive. LeBron has done a lot of shit for the community, and I just can't take the hate, man. It's really ridiculous, bro.
Okay, we're gonna slide into the next topic, which is Snake Eyes, a little less.
And one more thing, Danny, I hate you. I don't know how the hell you did the exact same thing I was going to do tomorrow. I was going to talk about the exact same part. I was going to talk about more. I couldn't believe it. Now I got to talk about more.
Brother from another mother, bro. That's all I can tell you. Okay. We did not talk about this at all.
I know.
Rob said yesterday that my video kind of light a fire under him, and I saw his video today. And I was at work, and I was just like, I write stuff down. And I think that because I think I'm the most laid back out of the five of us, I think. And it something that really poked me to want to go in there and just, and I'm feeling very energetic about this. My heart is like, I just don't agree with this at all. And I don't understand. And I keep saying this. It's a cartoon, man. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. 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 Why are we so upset about a damn cartoon? That's just funny to me when I sit down and I chuckle about it. So
yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
There's, and one last thing is that with He-Man, the original whole run that Funimation did. I've even heard one of the lead. I talked to one of the lead animators and people that was part of that, John Celestri. You guys know that. I've dropped the name all the time. He has told me when I talked to him about, do you want to talk about this? He says, listen, we ran our course with our first one. He says, we found ourselves at a point where was it going to go? It's a cartoon. It can only go so many episodes, blah, blah, blah. It lost its interest. He says, I'm not worried about what they do. He says, whatever they do, if it's different, if it's a different way, they're going to find an audience for it. And he said, that's what they do. That's what you got to do with some of these things. Because he said, as far as what he worked on, the original Masters of the Universe, it's gone. It's done. He's done with it. So if one of the original people with it doesn't have a problem with this stuff and doesn't even really care one way or another, if he's not up in arms about it, then what the hell are we up in arms about it? Why are people up in arms about it? There's nothing to fight on this. It's like, folks, just chill out. I understand, there's money out there in other places. Fight something else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree. Well said, Chris. We're going to slide into Snake Eyes. This was a movie. And I'm just going to say this. If you are the G.I. Joe purist, then you're probably not going to like this movie. But if you're just a regular guy, want to take your girl out or significant other, or whatever the case may be, you just want an action, kung fu, karate, ninja movie, then you're going to love this. I will say it again, and I will say this probably until Kevin Feige does something to make me like Black Widow more. But the first 5 minutes of this movie, I text Anzo and said, "Oh, already better than Black Widow." So I mean, you can chuckle, laugh, snort, whatever. I'm telling you, I was literally tired, sleepy when I saw Black Widow. Not to mention my other experience I went through, which I will contribute to why that I will admit that may have had something to do with it. And then if I lose this bet, which I probably am with Mr. Storm, I will go back and watch it again. But I'm just telling you, far as when I walk out the theater at the end of Black Widow versus walking out the theater at the end of Snake Eyes, I felt satisfied with Snake Eyes and underwhelmed with Black Widow. Because to my opinion, Danny's opinion, my eyes, it did
Your
not
opinion
hold up.
sucks, Danny.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It did not hold up to what I am used to with a Marvel fan, an MCU film. So sorry.
All right. So me, as the purist, GI Joe. I know Gaishka's 1, 2, and I know Rob is too. No, I don't know. Rob, are you a GI Joe purist? Okay,
No.
Just me and Gaishka then. I don't know about Chris. Chris, you GI purist?
Yeah,
That's not too convincing,
see.
man.
I don't think he is.
What I'm saying is we've
comic book or animation, right? That's
I watch all the shows. I didn't read no comic books, but I watch every episode of GI Joe. So, I mean, I know
I dealt with the comic books and stuff like that. You know, I all I know is that I haven't seen this movie yet, and I know that they're not going the direction that the said character originally went. So, I don't know. I'll have to again. Open mind. That's what I'll do. I'm going to go into this with an open mind. So that's what I'll say.
There are things about this movie that I did not like. I'm not going to lie, right? I won't spoil it because I'm pretty sure there's people that didn't see it. But at the end of the day, it worked, right? One of my biggest issues with the movie is the fight scenes. The shaky cam was absolutely annoying. I hated the shaky cam. Some of the fight scenes were so hard to see what was going on, right? But when it came to the story-wise, I thought the guy that played Snake Eyes did a good job, and Storm Shadow were amazing in the movie. I thought they were really good. Was
great.
Yep.
100%.
100%.
But it's the shaky cam, and no, I won't say that. I won't spoil it. But yeah, shaky cam is something else.
Listen, when I was watching it at first, I kept shaking my head back and forth, going, "This is not my Storm Shadow. This is not my Snake Eyes."
Mm-hmm.
And then I just went, "Okay, I have to stop thinking like this, or else it's gonna ruin the whole movie for me."
Yeah,
and I took it as a new
on point.
I took it as a new movie, and I liked what they're doing with it. I like the concept of it, and you know what? When I was watching it, and all of a sudden I see the Baroness, and I'm like. My wife looks over to me and she goes, "That's Tokyo." And I'm like, "I know they're in Tokyo." And she goes, "No, that's Tokyo from Money Heist." You know, Spanish. That's what's on Netflix, which was very popular. Money Heist, Casa de Papel, and it was that actress. So I was like, "Oh shit, a Spanish actress." I didn't know she was going to be in this, and she was playing a Baroness, and she played it well. You know, I had more issues with Snake Eyes in the fucking original movies where he had his lips coming out from the freaking mask and looks all stupid. You know, this actually looked like Snake Eyes, you know, and that's anyways, I'm not going to ruin it for Chris.
Right. We can't spoil it. But
Exactly.
You guys can say what you want.
No.
Anyways, but I mean,
my thoughts on the movie, if you want me to be honest, I came out of, and I still feel like this, right? I came out of the theaters. I'm like, look, that movie was trash, right? And I feel as a story. Let me finish. Danny, you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
I came out of the theater. I said, this movie's trash. They messed up the origin. They did this. They did that. I still think it's not a good movie, but I had a lot of fun with the movie. Like I like that. Storm Shadow, like he won me over with that movie. Like I had fun with the movie. I can see why the critics gave it such a bad score, but at the same time, if you're just going to movie, like I said, I have no attachment to G.I. Joe, right? So I don't care. Do whatever you want with Snake Eyes. Make him a girl. I don't care. You know?
Whoa.
I left I know, right? I left the theater going, look, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. And so on. And I'm like, as a movie, I don't think it's a good movie. But I had a damn good time and I enjoyed everything I was seeing. And the Baroness was awesome. Baroness and Storm Shadow is what put me over the top.
When she said "fuck this," I started cracking up. You know what I mean? She's like "fuck this," and I was like, "Yes, that makes sense what she would do." You know what I mean? But again, like I said before, they didn't stick to Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes origins, and the origins, to be honest with you, are from the comic. It's not from the cartoon because we didn't really get much. I don't remember getting
Vaguely.
Snake Eyes in the cartoon, right? So
it was very quick.
Right. So
the
what
80s cartoon?
Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have so many.
In the 80s cartoon, he had a dog, and I've never known Snake Eyes have a dog. But in the first season, he had a dog, and I was like, where is that from? Because he didn't have it nowhere else. But go ahead, Anza.
Yeah, shit, I don't even remember him having the dog, right? But even still, I get it. They didn't do the origin story, but at the end of the day, right, you got to understand that they're not going to keep recycling the same shit over and over and over again. People are going to take properties and they're going to put their own spin on it, and that's what they did with G.I. Joe. They do it with Endgame. They do it with Infinity Wars. Like, they take their own spin and put it on there, right? If you talk to LDG, the fucking Endgame has nothing to do with the Infinity Saga from the comic, right? But it was still a good movie. So I was like, hey man, I'm okay with this movie. I really am okay with it. You know, it's just like Venom. It's not Venom, but I enjoyed the movie.
I think we say it enough on here. I don't think any of us want to lose our love of movies, our love of these things that they bring out. So in order to not lose that, we got to give it a chance. I mean, best case scenario or best example of this, Anzo watched Mortal Kombat. He already knew it was going to happen. And I take it by the fact that it was basically the script or whatever the script leak you said it basically followed it, right? Mm-hmm. Was it correct in the way the movie ran? Okay, but you still watched it, didn't you?
Yeah, I still watched it.
You gave it a chance. I mean, I think that's the thing. You got to go in with an open mind, and if it turns out to be exactly what you thought it was, oh well, you weren't disappointed. It sucked, but sometimes you go into these movies.
I'll about 50%, Chris, but I'll let you finish.
No, I understand that. I understand.
Explain.
He-Man.
I will.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Was all on He-Man, boy.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
But my point here is that, again, though, he's 100% on what I'm saying. He went and he started watching He-Man and he stopped and he said, well, wait a minute. Maybe this isn't what I thought it was. Open mind. If it is what you thought, fine. Let's talk about it. Shit on it all you want. I don't care. But if it isn't, be man enough to say, oh, I was wrong. This isn't what I thought it was. It's decent. It's an okay thing. Maybe it's not the best. Maybe it's not perfect. But hey, it isn't the shit I thought I was going to get.
Absolutely.
And if it is the shit you thought you were going to get, then talk about the shit you got and say why it's shit. That's fine. That's okay. That's expected. Mm-hmm. But go and have an open mind first.
Absolutely.
And we see that all the time.
And I will say my mind may not have been as open to Mortal Kombat when I seen it, but like Rob, if the movie had been fire, I would have did the same fucking thing. I would have came on here and I would have ate the crow and said, yo, that movie was badass. They did a good job. And the thing with Mortal Kombat, it wasn't just the fact that they created a new character. The fights were shit. You know, characters that they had didn't do shit. You know, some of the things in the story just didn't make fucking sense. So it wasn't just about the Cole Young thing. I could have accepted that if it was a good movie, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe not the fight so much, but the damn special effects was on point to me.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it.
You freeze motherfucker arms off and...
Can they go back? Can they go back and use the? Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say some of the special effects look good, like Danny said, but then you look at Goro and he looked awful sometimes.
Yeah, Goro did look bad.
Can they use some of those special effects and go back and redo the original ones? Yeah, I know.
My favorite was like my favorite fatality boy
was Kung Lao.
Kung Lao and Mace Windu. I'm gonna make a shirt with that for Danny. All I need is Kung Lao and Mace Windu.
Hey, check this out.
Dude, no. Kung Lao with Mace Windu behind him, and like Kung Lao throws the hat down, and it has the purple lightsaber wrapped around it. Just
see, and this is He-Man right here, boy.
Mace Windu like force pushing it.
And you see, the one thing I liked about that fatality, right, is because after he did it, he says, flawless victory. If you go back and watch it, she never touches him, right? She comes on, he grabs her, he flips on top of her, and then he throws it on there and says flawless victory. Now, I was like, oh shit, that's cool. Now I would have preferred, like in the original, where the voice said it instead of him. You know what I mean?
Flawless victory.
Yeah, that would have been good. But the movie itself was just horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It was duddish, I have to admit.
But the trash that Snake Eyes is getting isn't. I mean, I get it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you're gonna not like it for the story, I get it. But if you're just gonna hate on it because he was race banned, I think it worked for the story. For the story that they did,
what, Snake Eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I said it when they cast Henry Golden to play Snake Eyes. I'm like, they're gonna change a lot of stuff. You do not cast someone like Henry Golden to hide under a mask and not talk. You just don't do that.
Right. And okay, so you see, that's the only issue that I had, is that at the end of the movie he was still talking. That's the only thing.
That's what I said too. And so I was like, well, I think it was Danny said it. You don't know what's gonna happen next. I'm like, it's Snake Eyes' origin. It should have happened here.
Yeah. Because Snake Eyes goes a long time without.
Yeah, but when he was a little boy, he was talking until that happened. So you don't know, his master may get killed. The old lady, whatever her name is, let's say she gets assassinated.
So they're gonna make a Snake Eyes origin part 2. He's gonna have 2 origins.
I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. Yeah, Storm Shadow maybe should have cut his throat to where he couldn't talk anymore.
That's what I thought they were gonna do. That's what I thought they were gonna do. Yeah, that would have been good.
And let's be real, right? Well, no, I can't say that either. I'm not gonna spoil it. Go ahead. I'll move on to the next one.
Our last topic of the night is going to be this Michael B. Jordan. I think I got the name right. He's currently in talks and works, maybe trying to produce. Right? I'm not sure what it is. Something. I think it'll be the black version of Superman. Val-El, I think is
Val-Zod.
Val-Zod. Okay. I personally have a problem with this. I think Michael B. Jordan has the charisma, has the chops to pull it off. I think female fans will put butts in seats, or will click on the streaming service, whatever it comes on. So to me, I think it will be a win, another win for DCU, because it seems like the sex symbols are making the money. Hence, Jason Momoa and Aquaman. No one saw that coming. I didn't see Aquaman be the only DCU movie making $1 billion, but it shows the strength of the female fan. So I think the same thing. Lightning probably could strike twice if the movie is good. As much as I like Henry Cavill, I'm not mad at Michael B. Jordan. So thoughts? Anyone?
Don't hate anything just because it's a certain way.
I like the. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, listen, there's precedence for a black Superman. Michael B. Jordan's a good pick for it. Always comes down to story and execution. If you give it a good script, something decent that falls in the line of the way that it should be done. I mean, again, DCEU, all they need to do, or DC, whatever they're calling it nowadays, all they need to do is focus on them and what they're doing, the product they're putting out. Because if they focus on what MCU's doing and all that crap, that's when they're missing the mark. It's when they focus on their own stuff. I think they put out better movies. So, if they do it right, take the time and execute it right, it's going to be a good movie. And that's all DC needs to worry about right now.
And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I wouldn't have given a damn if it was Clark Kent that they were doing. If they had Michael B. Jordan to play fucking Clark Kent, I wouldn't have given a shit, because I keep saying this over and over again, that Superman is an alien from another planet. There is nothing in his origins that says he has to be a white man.
What'd you get?
Just doesn't have to be. It could be a black Superman. It could be Black Clark Kent, you know what I mean? And then we were like, and we're making fun of Danny, saying, well, who's he going to be raised by? Like white people? No, he could still be raised by black farmers, because as Danny said, there are a bunch of black farmers. So they could still put a spin on it to a way where it's like entertaining. Now, it's when the agenda takes precedence over the story. That is the issue, right? It's not the fact that they race bend or they do whatever they want to do. It's when the agenda takes precedence over the story. When that's what you're filled with is the agenda. But if you do the story and then put the agenda in it, you're good. You're good. But you got to make sure you have a well thought out, well placed story in place first. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, what about Man of Steel 2? I hope. I want him back. I want to do it.
That's my only thing. I don't have anything to say really about this topic. One, I don't know the character. I'm really kind of just judging because I like Michael B. Jordan. But I just I'm gonna sound like a broken record. It just shows the lack of leadership over there, where it's just like, how many years have we waited for Man of Steel 2? And then you just like, okay, we're gonna do this other Superman. It's just like, what? Like, why? You know, it's like same thing with Ben Affleck's Batman. We're just gonna do this other Batman. Why? Why are you doing Robert Pattinson's Batman? You already like you have the stuff right in front of you. Do that. That's all I'm saying. Shit, if you want to recast Henry Cavill and make him Michael B. Jordan, I don't care. Just continue that goddamn story. You know, it's just like.
But to the thing is they just want to get away from the Snyderverse. But I was like, I've always said this, and I said, listen, no matter what you want to do, you have Flashpoint in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
So you could do a Flashpoint movie, go back and then change it to the way you want it, and you could still keep the same actors, but they're panicking and they're just throwing shit at the wall to try and see what sticks.
But nothing's working though, because their last few movies have not done well at all. And me and Danny's got a bet for what? Suicide Squad. And I'm sorry, it ain't gonna do jack. Like, it's not gonna do jack, man. You know, so
because they constantly
start trying to speak that into existence, Rob. Stop it.
Warner Brothers and DC movies right now are like this: flip flop. We don't know what we're doing. It's a fish out of water right now because they can't focus on the one thing that's most important. And again, that's story, that's attention to details, and they're throwing darts at a wall right now. And whatever hits close to the mark, they're like, okay, we'll go with that. Just run it, do it. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm completely with Robert on this. It's like, I'm a DC fan through and through. It's just they can't seem to get it together.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. What they could have done, and I say this all the time, they could have stuck the course, because not everything Marvel did was good. Marvel has some fucking duds. Iron Man 3, I'm looking at you. You know what I mean?
Black Widow, I'm looking at you. I love Black Widow.
So I'm just like, listen, man, if they should have stuck, they could have stuck to their guns. They could have did a little reworking or whatever and had it the way they wanted to do it without just blowing the whole shit up. But they did, and we'll see what we get. You know, I have faith that Michael B. Jordan can play a great Superman. I have no issues with that. Let's see what it is. I'm not going to be hating on it, and I'm one of those ones that I've always said I don't give a fuck about race bending. Like,
I heard it's going to be a mini series, though, right?
Yes, it's an HBO Max. I was about to say that.
See, I think that's going to be dope. I like that idea. So it's like, so they can be like, well, it's not in the DC movie world, so it's not canon. So like, who knows, man? It could be dope, man. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they're spreading themselves thin a little bit.
I think the TV shows and streaming service are the way to go to get yourself relevant. And then you just need to sit down with, I don't know why they don't go to the DC animated universe and talk to those people and say, look, man, please show us what y'all doing. Because DC animated universe is so superior to anything else in America. I'm not comparing with anime. But in America, DC is where it's at, the animated universe. Because I think they're working on now. I think I just read it the other day. Injustice. I'm ready to see that. The animated version of Injustice, that is going to be fire. I think that's part 2 of Batman Hush. So that's going to be good. Gents, this was a fantastic talk, man. We had all the way up to 34 viewing at one time. That's high. I appreciate each and every one that came in. Thank you. Before we go off for the night, we're going to go quickly around the panel, let everyone shout out their channel. They got anything they want to promote or say. And we're going to start with our guest, Mr. Robert Storms. What's going on in your world, Mr. Robert Storms?
Parasite guy forever. Just follow me over at Robert Storms, and about to go do Storms live, so you guys can come check us over there. So yeah, that's pretty much everything in the latest and greatest.
All right, Guy Scar, what's going on with you, sir?
Nothing much, man. Back at work, so doing the real grind. But you can catch me with gaming clips. Just hooked up with an old buddy of mine that we do call some Warzone. We both cracked a lot of jokes. Got a couple of people that viewed that.
I've been watching some Warzone stuff.
So definitely that. Still working on getting my show off the ground. Find me on Chaos Central related things. Sunday for the Bad Batch, hosted by JJ. Mondays right here. And 9 p.m. Wednesdays for the Rule of Three. So definitely, make sure you subscribe to Chaos Central to make sure to get those notifications. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Great show, Danny.
Good deal. Mr. Knight, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Well, gaming streams. Gonna get back to some Gospel According to Chris. Probably some more music reviews. Got to get that here going soon. I've just been busy with helping my mom move. Don't forget about checking out all these guys here. They all deserve your sub. Especially Mr. Robert Storms down there. He's lacking. He needs your help big time. Go view his. If you've never seen his channel before, by all means, small little channel. Go check it out. But I expect big things from the guy. Anyways, guys, do me a favor. Check out Chaos Central and all the Chaos Central stuff. We're gonna have a Twitch coming up here really soon too. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff going on. And guys, thank you. Danny, great show, great topics. Appreciate it. I got to run. Take it easy, everyone. Have a good night. Be safe.
Peace, Chris.
All right, peace. Last but not least, Mr. Onzo, Bigger Ford Entertainment. What is going on in your neck of the woods, bro?
What's up, guys? You know the channel, Bigger Ford Entertainment. I'm not going to really shout out all the shows you guys done already know, but I do have one that I have planned, and I'm probably going to be doing. It's called One-on-One Debates. And the first episode is going to be Ashley versus LDG going against WandaVision, debating WandaVision. So this is going to be fun.
That should be quite interesting.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to try and have it on Thursday. We'll see if it's going to be this Thursday or next. I just got to put the details together. So great show, though, Danny.
Thank you. Got a super chat from Mr. Curtis YZ, $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. You said great show, nice font in the background too. Blade Runner, LOL, some of my favorite font type. Yes, sir. LDG made that for us, man. So we definitely appreciate it. And I am Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. This is my channel. This is my show. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me here with my fellas. We'll be discussing any and all hot topics. Tomorrow night, Chaos Lives will be on Onzo's show, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Following that Wednesday, Chris show is the Rule of Three with a touch of Basco. Also, later on this week, Sunday, you'll see me along with these guys, or two of these guys on the Bad Batch. Please tune in, man. Check us out. We all try to give you good content, all try to give you good conversation, and we appreciate it, man. So as always, catch you later, and peace. Okay, people. About to get it ugly. Comic Chat is who I be. Monday nights at 9, come see what people are talking about. Show is fire, it's got a lot of clout. Critiquing movies is what I do. My favorite topic is the MCU. 6 questions, 10 minutes each. I try to break it down. I try to teach. Kill people that feeling my vibe. Come check out the greatest show alive. So sit back, enjoy the show. And like the Joker says, and here we go. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Chaotic Conversation. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. Peace.